What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in this morning's video, we talked about the fact that the whales were seemingly getting really excited about Litecoin. And I told you all that I would give you a full video talking about why that was and what we can be doing as a result of it. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. So looking at this thing, of course, this morning we talked about, again, the fact that Litecoin debuted in second place this week, beating Ethereum, beating Solana, BNB, XRP, Cardano, and DOT, and other. I mean, doing the best with $4.4 million of net inflows from major institutions last week. Now, of course, this caught my attention up until the point in which I was a little bit confused as to why they were picking up Litecoin like that, up until the point in which I did look at its chart. That's when I noticed that two major things are happening right now. Major thing number one is that we have this major point of liquidity right here for Litecoin. It kind of sits around this $100 to $120 level. And what you can see here is this is a crucial point of liquidity. It's kind of a market determiner. In this moment right here where we saw the market pull back, we came down to this range before looking for another continuation. Whenever we were down in the bear market, we came up to this range before looking to another continuation back to the downside. We've been rejected back in the opposite direction from this thing on a macro scale twice now, just within the span of a few years. And whenever you have moments like this in which you can see such clear liquidity, support, resistance, when you can see something like this happening, you need to be paying very close attention. Because generally speaking, when you can clear that range, when you can clear that level, you can surpass that point, you're generally in a spot in which you're going to be looking for huge growth to the upside. You're going to be looking for massive movements upwards, quite simply because you've now flipped the sentiment. And this is the sentiment determining level right around $115 to $120. Now, that's just major thing number one. Major thing number two is that as we are now approaching this key level of liquidity, we are putting in one of the most obvious and clear bullish structures that I have seen within crypto in a very long time. What you can see here is that we have a very clear cup and handle pattern, and it has been textbook. It's been textbook to the point that it's even building up the handle on top of the 618 to 786 zone with just wicks in the zone establishing support on that range. Beautiful work. That's textbook work right there. You go back up, you set in a low, you come back up, you set in a high. Of course, as you set in that low and that high, if you establish it on an equal range, especially if it's a range of liquidity, you now have the cup. Then what you do is you get rejected. You come back down to the 618 to 786 box, find some support and use that support for a continuation. In the moment in which it did find that continuation, you can see it put in a macro cup and handle pattern right here, in which it fully enacted its breakout target, which was $114 to finalize the formation of the handle. I mean, absolute textbook work right there. And now we just need one more thing to happen. And what's interesting is that the one thing we need to happen is the same thing that we need to happen from the first major thing, which is that we need to see this $114 to $120 level get cleared. Let's just call it this. What you can see here is not only this a key range of liquidity from a macro point of structure and kind of just price movement, but also from this cup and handle pattern perspective, this is the breakout level. Once we clear this level, we then have a breakout target to the upside, which you find by taking the distance from your top of your cup line all the way down to the bottom of that cup line there, or the cup down there, and apply it to the top of the cup line, and that gives you a breakout target just coincidentally directly sitting right around that previous all-time high. Now, am I going to say Litecoin's going to go up to $400? No, obviously I can't say that, but it is exciting to know that we have a breakout target that puts us in range of anywhere from $400 to $300, possibly even $250. One thing I do definitely think is going to happen is that Litecoin's going to be able to retrace itself back up to this 618 to 786 box, which is roughly around $170 to $250 to the upside, which is still a beautiful push of upwards of 70 to anywhere between 150 to 160% to the upside. And so because of that, I definitely think this is a big part of the reason as to why institutions have started recently buying up some Litecoin, is because they are expecting this move, and they don't move in the short term. They know it might look like this, right? We might see something like this happen, or we might see something like this happen, or we might see something like this happen. There's really no way of telling how we get up here, but it seems as if Litecoin is putting itself into a position in which it is preparing to get up there. And I think once we can see this thing clear $120, that's the next step. And I would start making bets and buying up some Litecoin, expecting that we're going to get a move over the long term, whether it looks like that, whether it looks like this, whether it looks like this, one way or another, I think we're going to work our way back up here, and I want to be prepared for it. And so because of that, of course, I am now preparing some buys on Litecoin once it does demonstrate to me that it's capable of breaking above and holding above $120. And I will continue to update you as this does play out and as we do start to get more weekly information about what the whales are doing for Litecoin. So of course, I hope you guys did enjoy this individual video over on Litecoin. If you did, you can always let me know easily and simply by smashing the like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. And I will see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.